So while I'm waiting for that to finish, I'm gonna listen to some music that I like, and I'm gonna try to like dissect how I hear the sounds. And I'm probably not gonna play too much of the audio from that because I don't want to get copyright stricken. So what I want to do is like not copy their sound, but I'm trying to see how they build their sound. So I listen to songs from them and try to just dissect the things that I hear going on in their track. So let's go on. So it's just the bass, the guitar, the bass, the drums, and this thing over here. And then this guy comes in now. Just a barely crunchy guitar with reverb and delay on it. And then this guy. Yeah, their guitar tone sounds pretty crunchy. Yeah, it sounds like they're not trying to shy away from their crunchy guitar tone. And now the song takes on a different shape. So the thing finished off for one of them. And look, so what I had was that I had this amp. And actually I'm gonna just go ahead and do that for this one, but once I finish exporting for this amp, I'm gonna close this guy out, turn these guys on, and just export from the same thing. Once it exports, once it consolidates, I think that's what it's called, consolidate, it mutes the track you started out with. Just unmute it. And then once you're finished with it, just leave it muted. So what I noticed there was just a couple of like they don't seem to use a whole lot of elements in their song. Like it really was just like in the verse it was just like the bass and the vocals and the drums. The bass and the vocals and the drums. So the next song I'm gonna listen to is Still Life, but they don't have that much going on in the track itself. They don't, at any given time they have like the couple main elements. The guitars and the bass are loud and the vocals are up front and center, and the drums are loud, and then they have like maybe something else adding atmosphere, and that's really it. So there's different guitars. Stuff is different in the left and the right. One guitar is over here doing something, and then this guy's over here doing a completely different thing, and the bass is just holding it down. This guy over here is just like crunchy. It seems like for their guitar tone, they don't tend to shy away from that crunchy tone. So I'm gonna try not to shy away from having a crunchy guitar tone. This guy's crunchy and this guy's clean and reverbed. So did you hear how in the left ear is the guitar, like the roaring guitar, the crunchy one, the distorted one, and in the right ear there still is just this clean thing, and the bass. So it's like the bass is huge and distorted, and then this guy over here is distorted and playing. but this guy over here is clean, but this guy and this guy is providing just enough, and then this guy, like, it's just being clean. And the asymmetry is so tough. The asymmetry, it works for this song for some reason. The bass is just gone. And then this guy off on the right. And then what is this guy in the center doing? He's just giving some, he's just giving some positive feedback, you know what I mean? You heard that? Like how it was kind of out of sync, the hits of the guitars. He like came in just a little bit before the beat. I'm not criticizing, I'm actually using it to liberate myself, because if you like it's the perfectionism, trying to make sure everything does everything at the perfect and right and all of that. I'm not saying like be lax on, I'm not saying that I want to be lax on what I do because somebody else did something a little bit more loose or something. I'm saying like it's okay to let stuff be loose. It makes it interesting. It's not that I'm saying that I want to do something just because somebody else does it. I just am comparing what I do with the people that I like, because what they are doing is the sound that I like. So I'm trying to see like what's acceptable to in terms of getting the sound that I like. Yeah, he still got the crunchy joint over here and the clean joint over here. He's just a little bit more active because it's verse 2. Oh, and the bass is completely chilled out. That is so tough. But listen. Now there comes in some symmetry. It's the concept of allowing one ear to be different from the other. Allowing what goes on in one ear to be different from what goes on in the other ear. Because that can provide some really cool sounds. Because that can provide some really cool sounds and some really cool textures. Letting one ear be different from the other. And another thing that they do that I have to work on is they don't try to fill every space. Cause I try to like like I try to fill the spaces like as it's going on, but what they do is they just hit it once and let it rain. It's like the same concept as saying a statement, and like there's the person who talks, and then they keep going on and going on and going on and going up to make sure that the person that it is listening understands what they're saying. Or because and this is like out of anxiety. And then there's the person who just says what they have to say and just lets the statement sit. And then if someone has questions, they ask and they answer. So it's just like it's the difference between saying what you have to say and then being like, does that make sense? Or like saying what you have to say and being like, any of the filler phrases that we use to that to make what we say more acceptable to the person that's listening, any of those phrases that we say, and it actually like undercuts what we say versus just saying what you have to say, and then if the person has questions they ask and you answer. Like they what Dustin and Tepe are doing is they are saying what they have to say and leaving it open. Like listen to the rhythm guitarists when they come in, the big boys. Listen to what they do, how they say their statements. Did you hear that? See, if that was me, I would have matched the rhythm of the kick. I would have said dum dum dum, dum 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 dum, because I don't have confidence in my own statements to say what I have to say and let it ring and just let it have its space. What they did was they strummed and they gave the note space to play versus what I would have done trying to fill every space for the sake thereof. But let's listen to the rest of this song and hear what other elements that they have in their song. Wait. Okay, it's fine that the bass matches the kick. Oh, okay, so there's the bass and then there's this clean electric DI sounding thing. And then I guess he's a lead. Uh-oh. What is that? Listen in the center in the background past the guitars. It very well may be a little crunchy it very well may be a little crunchy like lead guitar or something. You hear the reverb coming over here? This is just cavernous. What's this one? The guitars, they sound kind of small, and that's okay. They don't sound all outward and trying too hard to be aggressive. They just are there. How's this gonna happen? Wait. Listen. Right here. Listen to bass. Alright, so basically what happens is the guitars are coming in and they are just there as they are. They're not trying too hard to be thickums. They're just there. They honestly, like, they're there, they're making their statements, and they kind of sound a little small, but it just works. But listen to how they fill it out. So they have a lead guitar over here. They have like an overdub over here, and another one like up here, like over back down here, and another one up in here. The bass is humunginormous, and the drums, they turned the volume up on the drums. And then Riley is going nuts on the freaking ride. I don't know if it's the ride or the splash cymbal, but he's going nuts on the ride or the splash, and that's filling out some more high end. Bro, wait. Hey Eddie, that bass, bro. That bass tone. Hey, bruh. I'm a guitarist and I'm learning bass, but I can appreciate some bass. I learned how to appreciate bass from listening to Doug Pinnick. But you know, so basically what's happening here is they have the guitars, they come in, and then they fill out the guitars more with those overdubs, and then the bass is huge, and then they go nuts on the drums as well, so that fills everything out. Oh, and then the guitars get more motion in the chorus. And the bass joins them for verse 2. And then he takes some of the amp off, some of the gain off of the amp. Oh, and he takes over for the second verse. Listen to the overdubs come in. Okay, there's something going on in the left ear, the main melody, and then there's something else going on in the right ear that's just like atmospheric. There's something going on in the right ear. The guitars from the beginning are back, and then it's doing that. Hold up. Bass. Go on, let it come back in. And the guitars probably don't have that much gain on them. They're playing actual chords. They're not just playing, well, power chords are chords, but they're playing like the chord out, the fleshed out chords. Which means they probably have a little bit less gain on their guitars. As a matter of fact, they probably generally have less gain on their guitars to make room for all that gain that's coming in on that bass. There are clearly overheads, not overheads, but overdubs on those guitars. And those overdubs clearly have some reverb on them. I may be wrong, but that's what I'm hearing. I think only the right guitar is playing full out chords. That's crazy. Well, these things finished exporting a while ago, so let me get to them.